Hey guys, a very good evening. This is Yogendra, your mentor from Forsk Coding School. Please confirm if you can hear me clearly. Okay, now people are saying yes. Okay, Shlok is there. Okay, couple of more people's using yes. Okay, yeah, Shivam is also there. Yeah. So guys, first of all, very sorry for the inconvenience that that was created today in our area because of some maintenance work. The power was down, and we could not conduct the class as per schedule, and we have to change that to 9 now. Uh, Guys, let's come to a start of the session now. So guys, welcome to day 3 now. Okay, in the last week we have completed day 1 and day 2, and if you remember guys, in the day 1 and day 2, right, in the day 1 and day 2, what we completed, guys, can someone quickly summarize what we completed? We completed creating our first application, that was uh, interactive guess the number, right? Guess the number game. That was our, a first application, and in that application we understood couple of concepts, right, as a beginner in Python. And what was that? We understood that how you can import a library, and once you import a library, how you can use dir command or help command to understand more about the library functions, and to know a specific detail of a given function, you can use help command, right? And after that, we also understood that how you can use a input method to read the data, right? An input method always reads the data in str format, right? That was there. And when I talk about the str format, basically it is a data type. Along with the str data type, there are other couple of data types also in Python. One is integer, right? One is float, one is boolean, right? Then you have str as well. So integer, float, boolean, str, couple of them are there as a data type. And after having input from the user, we also understood that how we can use a control flow in Python. So control flow means how Python decides what would be executed and what not, right? How it decides, right, which way to go. And for that purpose, we used what, guys? We used if, we used elif, and we used else, if you remember, guys, right? So that was the control flow. And guys, after that part, if you remember, we were able to understand the concept of looping as well, right? A concept of looping as well. And in the looping, we understood the concept of while loop. And while we were understanding the while loop, we also understood that how you can terminate a while loop, right, using a keyword called break, right? That was there. So whenever you have this break statement, it will terminate the a loop, guys, right? So that was from last week. If you see this, guys, please let me know, do you agree with this, that this was covered in the last week? Okay, okay, yeah. So yeah, Shravya is also there. So guys, before I start with the a session for today, guys, I think it's better that we should keep the session short, because there is a change in the time, and a lot of people were not aware, and things were kind of not kind of not as expected. So I'll keep the session short, I will try to close it within 1 hour. And that doesn't mean that we are going to miss something or skip something. I'm not going to skip anything, right? We'll cover as per the coverage only. But for particular session that is today, I'll just keep it within that 1 hour only. And if anything is missed out, I will take it in tomorrow and in the or in the next sessions, right? So guys, do you agree with that? Are you okay with that? Because sometimes beyond 10, it may be a late for a couple of people, right? So I think to better to keep and close by 10 on, right? So guys, now let's come to day 3. So what is my agenda for day 3? Let's discuss on that part. Okay, so guys, on the day 3, which is today obviously, what is my ideas that on day 3 and day 4 we are going to create another application, and that another application is creating a shopping list. If you remember guys, creating a shopping list. And in creating a shopping list, right, we also understand a lot of new concepts as well, right? So what I will do now today, I will come to this shopping list a little later, right? But I want to, start with a couple of basic things for you guys, couple of basic things. So what is my focus today? So my focus today is to make you understand about a new data structure in Python, which is list, guys. So first we will understand what the list is. Okay. So we'll understand what the list is, how you can use list to manage your data, right? To manage your data, right? So that if you have a data set, how you can use list to manage the data, manipulate the data, you will understand this part, guys. Okay. After this, I will also, let you know that how you can use a looping mechanism, right? A looping mechanism to iterate through list items, right? How you can use a looping mechanism in the loop. Now, guys, will understand a for loop now, right? And in Python, we call this as a for each loop, right? For each loop, I will say. So we will use for each loop to iterate through list items. So what is a list? It's a data structure in Python. I will make you understand about that. And it can store multiple data items, right? It can store multiple data items, and these multiple data items can be of different type as well, right? It's not necessary that every item has to be integer only, or every item has to be float only, or every item has to be some other data type only. Different items can have a different data type. So we'll understand that part also, right? And after that, we'll understand that how using a loop, particularly for each loop, you can iterate through list items. That means you can access list items one at a time. Okay, we'll understand that part as well. And guys, with this also, we'll also understand a concept that how you can define your own functions, right? Define your own functions in Python. So these are my 3 things that I want to cover in today's session, guys. List, and then looping, and then defining your own functions. So guys, let's start now with the list operations, and see that how to use a list. So guys, here as you can see, this is our RAPL screen, RAPL playground, where we are going to write our Python code, right? So guys, let's understand the first concept, that how you can define a list. Okay, so guys, here you define a list using a square bracket. Okay, and inside the square bracket you can have different items. It is very similar to arrays in C programming. So let's say I want to define a list having initially couple of items. So let's say one item is 1, then we have 2, then we have 3, then we have 4, and then we have 5. So guys, can you see this is a list, okay? And this list initially has 5 items, and these items are 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5. That means this list contains 5 numbers, and all of these numbers as of now are integers, okay? This is the list, but I need to give some name to it, right? I have taken it, this is list, no doubt, but I have to give some name to it, right? So now guys, I take a name, let's say list 1 is equal to this. So this is the proper way, right, of initializing a list, right? And as you can you see guys, the name that I have given to this list is list 1, okay? And guys, let me run this, and now we can print this list one. Can you see guys, I'm on the console, so put your focus there on the console. Can you see guys, if I this, and if I want to know the type of a particular a data structure or a variable, as of now this list 1 is a object. Basically, sometimes variable is also called as object in the Python. So guys, I want to know that what is the data type of this list 1. Here you will see the data type of my list 1 is list. So list is what? An internal data structure in Python that can store or can hold multiple values. Okay, now guys, this is list, okay? How come this is, if you see guys, this is very similar to arrays in C programming. This is how you declare array as well. So maybe if you want to declare an array, the kind of a notation it will have, this int a is equal to have this, right? If you remember guys, so that is the C programming way. This is how you declare array. Okay, now there are a few changes, few differences that you need to understand. Guys, if you declare a C array like this, so I will call this as a C array, and this is your Python list, right? This is your Python list. And now guys, remember, in case of C, all of your data items, all of your items in the array have to be of same type, right? Their data type will always be same. So here you can see that all of my items in the array are of integer. Okay, maybe I can have something something like I can have something like that, where I can say float a is equal to and some set of values. So all of the items in this case will be float, or maybe I can say some int pointer, something like that. In that case, all of the items would be integer pointers. That means C programming arrays are homogeneous in nature. Homogeneous means all are of same type, all the items. But in case of Python, guys, right? But in case of Python, you can have items with different data type as well, and that's why list is called as a heterogeneous, right? So I can have a one more list like this way, guys, where one item is integer, another is float, right? Another is float, guys, and maybe the other one is like boolean, or or maybe I have some data like this. Guys, this is very well allowed in Python, but this is not allowed in C programming. This is not possible in case of C, guys. And guys, here you can see this is integer, this is float, and this is right. And the collective, right? The entire collection is still list, right? Individual items inside individual items inside the list are of different type, but collectively this is list, right? So here we can run it, guys. Here we run it, and now here you can see I can check with the type of list 2 as well, and here you will find the data type is still list, right? Now guys, after understanding this part, Sujit, is that clear to you now? After understanding this part, now let's move on, guys. Sometimes, guys, if I print list 1, you will see I need to run it. So guys, sometimes if I print this list 1, you will see all of the items in the list. Can you see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? Sometimes what happens, guys, we want to print a particular item. If you want to print a particular item, you need to understand the concept of indexing. So let's say if you want to print the first item, guys, right? This first item is at a given index 0, right, guys? This first item is at index 0, this is at index 1, this is at index 2, this is at index 3, and this is at index 4. So guys, remember what I'm telling you. Every item has a property in the list, and that property is called as indexing. The first item in the list always has an index 0, and then it gets incremented. The next item will have, a 0 plus 1, and then next item will have, 0 plus 1 plus 1. That means this index is 0, this index is 1, this index is, 2, this is 3, and this is 4. And if you know the index of a given item, you can print it, right? So how we can print, let's say I want to print the first item in the list 1. I don't want to print the entire list. So I will write this way, guys. This is the name of your list. Now you have to use a square bracket. Within the square bracket, you have to mention the index of a particular item. And now if you want to print the first item, so first item's index value will always be 0, guys. Even in the C programming, the index is always starts with 0. So guys, if I write this way, what would be printed? It will only print me the first item in the list. And can you see, guys, this is my number. Okay, guys, can you tell me that if I want to print the second item, what should I write here? What index should I give? Can someone answer it quickly, guys? Yes, guys, no Shlok, you are not right. The index to print the second item is just 1, right? Why? Because Shlok, the indexing is starting with 0. So if this is index 0, this would be index 1, this would be index 2, this would be 3, and this would be 4. Shlok, is that clear now? That if you want to print the second item, that means your index is 1. If you want to print the first item, that means your index is 0. Okay, so here you can see we have printed it. Okay, guys. Now, guys, sometimes we can specify a range as well. So if I say start from index 0 and then a colon, and then I say, guys, 3, what would be printed in that case? In that case, guys, it will print me the index 0 value, it will print me the index 1 value, it will print me the index 2 value, guys, right? Index 0, index 1, index 2. Guys, mind it, index 3, which is given here, is excluded, right? Index 3 is excluded, right? This is not counted, right? This would be excluded. So we will start with 0. This is included, but this one is excluded. So we'll start with 0, then 1, and then 2. So guys, here you will see now what is printed. Index 0 value is also there, index value 1 is also there, index value 2 is also there. So guys, first 3 items are printed with this. Okay, so this is how you can use a range mechanism also. This concept is known as slicing in Python, guys. What you call it? You call this as slicing, guys. So this is a slicing concept. Okay, I can have some other value. So guys, this is a very simple exercise for you. Can you give me the range if I want to print these 3 items? I want to print 3, I want to print 4, I want to print 5. What should be my index? What should I make a change here? What changes I should make here, guys? Tell me. What should I write as a start index, and what should I write as an end index? So Bharti Chauhan is saying, sir, please start with index 2. Okay, I start with index 2. Why I need to start with index 2? Because this item 3 is at index 2 only, right? So if this index is 2, this would be index 3, this would be index 4. So we have to print index 2, we have to print 3, and then we have to print 4. And if you want to print the 4 as well, what should number I should have? I should have one more than that, right? I should have 2 to 5. Why I have taken 5 here? Because it will only print up to 2, 3 and 4. 5 is obviously excluded. So that should be the index. And there you can see, guys, we have taken 3, 4, 5. So this is how, yeah, a lot of people have, Shruti, people have responded well. Thank you. Very good. So guys, this is how you can, see this. Okay, now guys, uh, so, guys, now let's say, uh, now we want to do couple of things on the list. Let's say, guys, I want to add a new data into my list. Guys, I'm coming to a lot of new things for you, right? I want to add a new item. As of now, guys, you know that only 5 items are there, right? Only 5 items are there. Here you can see, guys, this is our list 1, right? This is our list 1. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Okay. Now, if I want to add a new item, I can call a function. And I want to know what are the different functions or helper methods that I can apply on the list 1. Guys, here we have to, call a dir method. And now using dir method, I can pass the name of my list 1, guys. And can you see, guys? Lot of methods are there. Can you see, guys? Append, clear, copy, count, extend, index, insert, pop, remove, reverse, and sort. Okay, I will take couple of them. I will not take everything from there, but just to make you understand that how you can use others as well, So guys, let's first understand what is this append method. So guys, can you let me know how we can know the more details around append? What should I write? I can write list 1. I can write list 1 or list as well, because list is a data type and list 1 is just the object of that data type. So both ways it, is fine. So list 1 dot append. Can you see, guys? This is the way. Oh, so uh, so guys, I need to write it back. So guys, this was the help, and now I need to say list dot append, and now I close it. So here you will see, guys, what it does: append object to end of the list. Okay, so now guys, let me call this. Let's say I want to add a number 10. Okay, so how I can do that? List 1 dot append, and now what number I have to say? 10. So guys, this is there, list 1 dot append, right? And what I want to append? I want to append a number 10. Okay, guys, let's see what happens. As of now, everybody knows that list 1 is this. Can you see, guys? List 1 is this. And now let's run this code now, guys. And now print list 1 for you. Okay. Can you see, guys? A 10 has been added in the last. A new item has been added. That means we can modify a list. We can change a list, right? So guys, can you see we have modified a list here? List 1 dot append. So whenever I call a append method, guys, please remember it will always add the item in the last only. Okay, guys, now I say list 1 dot append. For example, I want to say 101. What will happen in that case? Now 101 would be appended. Append means adding something, right? So adding something to already existing stuff. And now, guys, here you will see list 1 is 1, 2, 3, 1. So this is how you append a item. Okay, we can remove an item as well, right? We can remove items. How we can remove an item? We can call a function list 1 dot remove, guys. Can you see? Okay, in the remove, guys, you have to specify which value, which item you want to remove. So let's say I want to remove 10. Can you see, guys, in the list 1 I have a 10? Here you will not find it because this is the initial starting initialization, but because of this method I was able to add a item 10 into the list 1, and when I print list 1 it is seen there as well, right? So if I want to remove this item 10, guys, what will happen? This is, I have to say that please remove 10 from the list 1. Okay, please remove 10 from the list 1. So guys, here you will see that after this operation, right? I should not be able to see the 10 in my list. Can you see, guys? 10 is no more now in the list 1. So remove is also there. So using remove, we can remove the item. But sometimes, guys, what happens, a very interesting story. Sometimes what happens, let's say I have this 4 and then I have 5, right? Yeah, Bharti, yeah, Preeti, you are right, right? So see, now, 4. So, guys, can you see? Now, 4 is at two places. One is here and one is here. And now, if I do list one dot remove, guys, if I do list one dot remove, what will happen in that case? Uh, list one, okay, and then dot remove, guys. So now, if I say 4, please remove 4, what will happen? A very important concept. See this, list one dot remove 4. Okay. So now, if you see, guys, list one dot remove 4, what it will remove? Will it remove all the 4, this one also and this one also? Or will it only remove the first occurrence? Whenever it finds the first 4, it will remove, right? So see this, guys, we have successfully initialized this. We have removed. Can you see, guys? Let's print the list one now. Can you see? This 4 is still there, guys. That means whenever you say list one dot remove, it will always remove the first occurrence. जहाँ पहली बार 4 मिल जाएगा, सिर्फ वही remove होगा. The rest of the items will not be removed. Shruti does. Okay. So, guys, do you understand what I'm saying? That means it removes one item at a time. So whenever you call a remove, it removes the one item at a time. Okay. Now, guys, sometimes your list is long, right? Sometimes your list is wrong, and manually you cannot, check that which value is at which index, right? Yeah, Preeti, you're right. Which value is at which index, right? So now I can use a one function. If you remember, guys, there was a function called let me tell you, there was a function called index. Do you remember, guys? We had a function called index. We can use this. So how we can use it? See this. So let's say I run this code, okay, and now I want to know that what is the index of what is the index of, let's say, item 6. Guys, can you see there is item 6, and if I manually check, this is index 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, then 4, then 5, and so, guys, can you see this is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2, this is index 3, this is index 4, this is index 5, and this is at index 6. So, guys, if I say what is the index of 6, guys, it will see a 5 is there. Okay. So uh, why it has given 5? Initially it is seeing it is the index at 6. Can you see, guys? This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is 6. That means as of now 6 is at index 6. Why it is giving me answer 5? Can someone explain why this is giving me index 5? Although it looks like this value is at index 6. A very simple reason, guys. Why? The simple reason, although you have initialized list like this, what in the next statement you are removing the item 4. That means your one item has been removed now. And now if you look, guys, this is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. That means now 6 is at index 5. Okay, if I do something like list one dot remove a 4, so I want to remove the remaining 4 as well. Now what will happen, guys, if I say list one dot index, right? If I say list one dot index, so what will be there now? Because now your 4 has been removed, so your list one is updated. Can you see, guys? Now we can find, say, list one dot index. So, guys, the list one dot index, a 6. So now here you will see it's an index. Yeah, SK, you are right. Suji, you're right. So this is how we can check. Okay. Sometimes guys, sometimes what happens, sometimes guys, if you remember, I told you that append will always add, right? So append will, Shruti, it is very simple. Let me clearly summarize that. This is my list, okay? And if I remove a item, obviously the index will change, right? As of now, here you can see Shruti. See this. What is the index here for 6? This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is 6, right? And if I remove item 4 from it, what will happen? So removing item 4 means this is, let's say, your list. And now if you remove the item 4, what will happen, Shruti? You remove it, right? And now can you see this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 5. So I'm just telling you that once you remove the item, right? Once you remove the item, what happens? Indexing changes, right? Shruti, is that clear now? Okay. Okay, now guys, I was telling you that append always adds the item in the last. Can we have a one more method using which we can add the item at any place? Yes, we can add the item at any place. We can use an insert method. Can you see guys, list one dot insert is a new method I'm telling you. Insert method requires two information from you. It requires two information from you. It wants to know at which index you want to add a item. So let's say I want to add a item at index 1. And let's say guys, I want to add a new item 100. Guys, can you see? What does this mean? This first value means at which index you want to, it's which index you want to add the item or insert the item, and this is the item you want to add. So guys, can you see, as of now, if I comment out this, here you will see guys that your list one is this. Can you see? This one is your this. Okay. Now here you can see guys that as of now at index 1, 2 is there. And now what we want to do, we want to add 100 at index 1. That means what will happen to the 2? 2 will shift to the right. And here we will make an entry for 100. This is how it will be done, right? So guys, now let's do it programmatically. So guys, can you see list one is this, and now we will call this function insert. So guys, here you have list one. Can you see guys, now we will have 100 in the index one. Can you see? This is 100 is there. And what happened to 2? 2 shifted to the right. 2 का इंडेक्स आगे चला गया. पहले 2 जो था उसका इंडेक्स 1 था, अब उसका इंडेक्स क्या हो गया? 2 हो गया. सो सारी की सारी वैल्यूज आगे शिफ्ट हो गई हैं 1 से, और हमने बीच में किसको ठोक दिया है? 100 को ठोक दिया बीच में. किस इंडेक्स पे? 1, राइट? सो that is Bharti, yes, insert will not work if you don't know the index, right? And to know the index, what you can do, you can use index method. Okay guys, that was there, Bharti, right? Guys, let me tell you one more thing. Okay, let me yeah Gautam, I got it, thank you. So let me tell you this one, right? So that is there. Guys, let us see. We have list 1, 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 3. We have 1, 4, and we have 1. Can you see, guys? This is there. This is the list we have, and here you can see we have a few items which are repeated. 2 is there. 2 is also there. 3 is there. 3 is also there. 4 is also there. 4 is also there. Okay, guys. Now guys, what is my question? My question is that I want to remove, let's say, remove all occurrences, okay, all occurrences of 4. What is the meaning of this statement, guys? That please remove all 4 which are in the list 1. And guys, do you know we have 2 4s, right? The 4 is at 2 locations. How we can remove all the occurrences of 4? One way is that what can be the one way, guys? So I'll say way 1. In this method or method 1, guys, if I know how many times 4 is there, I will call the remove method that many times, right? Can I get to know that how many times 4 is coming? Yes, I have a method for that. So guys, there is a method called count, right? There's a method called count, and if I specify 4 inside it, it will let me know how many times 4 is there. So guys, I can print it, right? This. So guys, can you see? Let me run this. Can you see guys, the output is 2. That means how many times 4 is coming in my list 1? It is coming twice in the list. And if I know that it has come twice, what I can do, I can call remove method 2 times. So how I can call the remove method, guys? Remove 4, right? And I can call it one more time, list 1 dot remove 4. This way I can remove all the occurrences of 4. So guys, now you will see that list 1 has no item as 4. Guys, let me know, is method 1 clear to everybody? Let me know guys if this one is clear to everybody, right? A very simple one. But guys, is it a very good idea that let's say 4 is coming 10 times, right? Let's say 4 is coming 10 times. Is it good idea that we call remove method 10 times? No, it's not a very good idea. We should use a looping mechanism, guys. What mechanism? A looping mechanism. So how we can do that? Let's understand, guys. Now I will tell you the second method. So guys, I can comment it out, right? So I can use a triple quote to comment this piece of code, right? So this is how we can do this. Okay, now guys, I will tell you way number 2. Okay, how to do that? This is a looping method, guys. See this. Okay, so Bharti, I will come to that. Okay, so see this, guys. Now what I want to do? Now I want to use a looping mechanism. Very interesting way. What is my purpose? My purpose is to remove all the occurrences of 4. Okay, to use the loop. First, let me tell you one more way. There is a keyword called in Python. In. There is a keyword called in. In keyword can be used if an item is in the list 1 or not. So can I write this 4 in list 1, right? 4 in list 1. That means I want to check if 4 is in list 1 or not. If 4 is in the list 1, it will give true, right? Okay, can I check 100 in list 1? So मैं check करना चाह रहा हूँ. I want to check if 100 is in the list 1 or not. In this case, it will be giving false to me, right? So here it gave true, here it gave false. Why it gave true? Because 4 was already there in the list 1. I know 4 is already there in the list 1, right? And 100 is not in the list 1. That's why it is giving me false, right? I can use this property in the looping, right? How I can use this property? I can run a while loop. And what should be the condition in the while loop? I should check 4 in list 1, right? 4 in list 1. And now guys, while 4 in list 1, what should I do? As long as 4 is there in the list 1, I should remove it, right? So how I can remove it? I can remove this way, guys, right? A very simple method if you see, guys. While 4 in the list 1, that means as long as 4 is there in the list 1, this loop will continue to run, right? This loop will continue to run, and it will continue to remove item 4. That means as long as 4 is there in the list 1, right? As long as 4 is there in the list 1, we can we continue to remove it, and this way it will remove all the occurrences of 4 in the list 1, guys. Very simple mechanism but powerful one, right? Please guys, do not use for each loop here. I will let you know later on. I have not even told you what the for each loop is, what guys, but as of now you should focus on the while. So whenever you are updating the list, whenever you are adding something, or whenever you are removing something from the list, better not to use for loop, better to use while loop. If your list is not changing, your list is static, no addition, no removal, then you can use for loop, right? But if you are changing the list, right, do not use while loop. Do not use for loop, guys. I will tell you that later on. Vidya. Guys, sometimes what happens, guys, if you guys see, I have used remove method, right? As of now, I have told you what is the remove method, okay? List one dot remove, I have told you. Now, guys, see, sometimes we have to remove item from a certain index. Okay, guys, let's say I want to remove an item from index 1. How I can do that? I can use a del command, del, that is stand for delete, and I can say list 1, and then I can say index 1. So what it will do, guys, this del command will remove the item from list 1 which is at index 1. So guys, as of now, here you can see at index 1 we have item 2, and now using this one you will see it has removed the item 2 from the list. Can you see, guys? So this is the one way to remove. Okay, another way to remove an item from a particular index is pop method, guys. A pop method, I will let you know this. Guys, here you have list 1. Can you see, guys? We have a list 1. And if I say list 1 dot pop, can you see, guys? List 1 dot pop. If I do not specify any index, it will remove the last item from the list 1. Can you see, guys? It has removed 2. Can you see? And now see, guys, what has happened? 2 is not there in the list. If I run one more pop, guys, what will happen? What item it will remove now? It will remove again the second, it will remove again the last item. So it will remove 4 now. So guys, now your list is shrinking. I can specify the index as well. So I can say list 1 dot pop, and inside pop I can specify the index. So this time I want to remove the index 1 item, right? I want to remove the item, but at which index? Index 1. So guys, here you will see now we do not have 2 in the index 1. So guys, is pop method clear? So guys, I have told you append method, I have told you insert method, I have told you remove method, I have told you index method, I have told you count method. Guys, I have told you pop method. A lot of methods are there in the list 1, right? I'm not going to cover everything, but introduction is now, I think, enough for you to understand what is happening in the list 1, right? So Preeti, it is very simple. Pop method, if you do not give any value inside it, it will always remove the last item. That means it will remove this value. Okay, but if you give some value, this value will work as an index, right? So if I say pop 1, that means it will remove the item which is at index 1. And what is the item at index 1? This is at index 1. So it will remove this 2 now. Okay, so Bharti, in the remove, we do not specify, guys, there is a difference between remove and pop. In the remove method, we cannot give the index, right? Bharti, in the remove method, you cannot give the index, you can only give the value that you want to remove. Okay. In the pop method, you cannot give the value, you can only give what? Index. Bharti, is that clear now? There is a clear-cut difference between the two functions. Bharti, is that clear now? Okay, guys. Can you see, guys, in the list 1 as of now, we have 4 items. Can you see in the console, guys? If I want to, if I want to empty the list in one go, I can call a method called clear. Clear will remove all the items from the list and make it empty, guys. Can you see? And now, can you see, guys? Everything is removed, right? No items in the list 1. So clear is also a method. Let's say if you have a large list and you want to remove all the items, you can do this way, guys. Okay. Now, guys, let's do something else. Let's move to the next part now, guys. Let's say I have a list 10, then 20, then 30, and then 40. 30, and then 40. Oh, comma 30, comma 40. So these are 4 items in my list, guys. Can you see? These are the 4 items in my list. Okay, so this is my list. Can you see? 4 items in my list. Okay, guys, now what I want to do, let's focus on that. My job is to print the list items one by one. Guys, what I'm saying, my purpose is to print list items one by one. That means I want to print one item at a time. And to do that, we have to make use of a loop, guys. How we can use a loop? Let's understand that. How we can make use of a loop, guys. This time, guys, to print the list item one by one, I'm going to use another looping mechanism, that is for. So guys, let's focus on the screen very clearly, so that you can understand how the for loop works in Python. This is little different from C programming. While loop is exactly similar than C programming, but this is completely different from C programming. So let's understand that, guys. Okay, guys, now I'm writing a loop, for loop now. So guys, here you see for each item. So guys, now I'm saying each, but I'm not writing each. Okay, for each item in list one. Guys, can you see? For each item in list one, then I'm writing column. After the column, I'm hitting the enter button. After hitting the enter button, there is a change in the indentation. If there is a change in the indentation, I can write here, and I write this, guys, print item. So let me run this first, and then I will explain how things are working in this case. Can you see, guys? 10, 20, 13, 40. Can you see, guys? The values are printed separately, one item at a time. 10 is printed, 20 printed, 30 printed, and 1. So how come this is happening? Let's focus on this part now. This, guys, this is a for each loop. This is a for each loop. Okay, how this is working? Let's understand that now. Guys, in the first iteration, what is happening in the first iteration? This item is equal to 10. And that's why when we print item, the 10 is printed. In the second iteration, item itself is equal to 20. That means item is not working as an index. Item is working as a placeholder, and that placeholder is directly taking the value. Okay. So in the first iteration, item is 10. In the second iteration, item is 20. In the third iteration, item is 30. In the fourth iteration, item is 40. And that's why the values are getting printed. Okay. Guys, this is known as for each loop. One more thing. This is not fixed. You can have any name here. Okay, if you don't like this name item, you can have any other name. So maybe you like X. So you can say for each X in list one, print X. So you have to, change this here as well, right? So guys, you have to do this. So now what will happen? So guys, this X is kind of a variable, or this item is kind of a variable, and this variable is called as an iterator. What to call it, guys? You call this as an iterator, right? This is iterating over the list item. So here as well, guys, you can see this, this is printing 10, 20. So you can have any name here, right? If you like Shah Rukh Khan, for example, so you can say for each SRK, you have to print SRK, for example, right? So this is up to you what name you want to give. That's there, right? So guys, in the first iteration, SRK is 10. In the second iteration, SRK is, so this is called as, an iterator. This is called iterator. You can have any name here, right? You can have any name here, guys. Okay, so this is how you can print the list items. Okay, and now, guys, to make it more clear, for example, in the list this time I take some string items. So let's say I say Amar. Okay, then I say Akbar. Okay, and then I say, let's say, Anthony. Okay. So guys, here you can see there are 3 names in the list one, right? There are 3 names in the list 1, and now if I want to print all the names one by one, what I can do, guys, I can write a for each loop. How I can do that? For, can you see, guys, for each name in list 1, right? What should I do now, guys? I should do print name. Okay, so here you will see, guys, Amar, Akbar, and Anthony. This is how. So, guys, you can have so many examples here. For example, you take let's say city names is equal to the city names is equal to some city names are there. Let's say I want to take Kanpur, for example. Let's say I want to take, for example, Pune, right? So this is there. Let's say I want to take what can be the one city name for me, guys? Anything it can be. So, for example, Colombo. Okay, so this is there. Okay, so Sai Shivani is saying Hyderabad. Okay, any name you can have, just for explanation purpose. Nothing biased to any particular name. So, for each city in city names, right? For each city in city names, what I can say? Oh, just a minute. Let me. For each city in city names, what I need to do, guys, I need to print city. So this is how uh, you can use. So this is how you print the city names, right? So guys, is for each loop clear to everybody? Please let me know, or please give me your feedback. Okay, so for each loop is, we will use for each loop in our shopping list. We will use a list, guys, in our shopping list. We will use, a lot of things that we learned today in our shopping list. Before I close for today, guys, still we have 5 minutes. Before I close, let me take the third concept today, guys. That was about functions, that how we can write our own function. As of now, we have been calling the functions which are already written by Python, right? We are calling remove, we are calling clear, we are removing count, we are removing delete, we are calling some other methods, we are calling dir, we are calling hal. All of these methods are already available in the Python, right? But can I write my own function? Yes, we can write our own function. And how we can do that, let's understand. So guys, to write your own function, you have to use a keyword called def. This is how you start your function writing. And after this, you have to write the name of the function. So let's say I say my function. Okay, my function. After that, you have to specify what parameters it will take. What it will take, right, as an input when I will call it. So let's say it takes two values, A and B. So I can specify A and B. After that, you have to write colon, guys. After the colon, you have to press enter, and then you have to print, guys, here. And let's say rather than print, okay, I'm coming to this part, guys. So let's say I'll make it very simple then. So colon, guys, and then press enter. And after that, guys, you have to use a keyword called return. So your function should always be completed by a return statement. And the return, let's say you want to return the addition of two values, A plus B. So this is a very simple function, guys, that I have written. Can you see, guys? Def is a keyword. This is my name, function name. This is telling that how many parameters it will take while calling. This is similar to, like, remove was taking only one parameter, insert was taking two parameters, right? Clear was not taking any parameter, right? This way. So guys, and now it is returning. So that means whenever someone calls this function with the name and gives two values, it will add those two values and return it to the caller. Okay, so guys, this is how you define your own function, and I can call that function now. So to call a function, guys, you just need the name of that function. So guys, can you see? my function, and now while calling you have to give the actual values. As of now ARV are just parameters, right? They will work as a placeholder. So if I say 10 comma 15, what will happen in that case, guys? 10 will go to A, 15 will go to B, right? And whenever I write, so in this case, guys, can you see it returned 25? Okay, so this is how I will take that, Sujit, tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow I will talk about strings, and we will complete our project as well. So guys, this is how you define your own function. I can call from here as well, right? So I can say print, and inside the print I can call it. So guys, I'm calling now my function, and I am saying 1 comma 2. So what will happen in that case? This will call the function, and this time A is 1, B is 2, so it's printing 3. It's not necessary that always you should have some parameters. You can have, something like the def, and then let's say your function name is greetings, and it takes no parameters this time, guys, and you just return a string. For example, you return a string, hello, right? Hello from fine folks, right, in Forsk, for example, right? So this is how you have a simple, function here, greetings, and this is, so whenever someone calls greeting, what it will return? It will return this string. So let's call this function, guys. So greetings, I will call it now. Close it. So guys, can you see I'm not giving any parameters as of now? This is completely blank. And here I get this message, guys. Hello from fine folks in Forsk. So this is how you write a simple function. We will continue our discussion on the functions in the next classes as well. We have a lot of things to understand around functions, but I have introduced to a very basic concept that how you can write your own function, how you can call it as well, and this is how things work around functions. So guys, today we covered three important aspects in Python programming. One was a list, a very popular and a very important a data structure in Python that is very much used in data science as well, to store the data and to manipulate the data and to manage the data, right? And then we understood a lot of methods around list, guys. And after that, we understood how we can use a for each loop mechanism to print the items one by one. We also understood how you can use a while loop as well, right, to remove the multiple items from the list. And finally, we understood that how you can write your own function and how you can call them, or someone can call them, right? So that was from my side today. Guys, let me know how was a session for you today. Did you understood the things clearly, or like, uh, what is your feedback, guys? Vidya Lakshmi is saying yes, sir. Preeti Ranga saying very interesting as usual. Astha saying it was good, sir. Vidya Lakshmi saying, Shlok is saying yes, sir, it's good. Divya, sir, please once explain the delete method. Okay. So Neha, the greetings is very simple. So here, here you can see, here we are giving the parameters, right? And when while calling we have to pass on the values of A and B. But here this is a simple function which takes no parameters. This here you can see it will not take any parameters, and return. So what it is returning? It is returning a text, a string, right? So if someone calls it Neha, it will just return the text, or anything that you want here, right? That you return, it will be given to it, Neha. Okay, so Divya is saying, please explain the delete method. So Divya, that is very simple. Let's say I take a list one here, Divya, and this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. And now Divya, let's say I want to remove the item which is at index 1, Divya, right? I want to remove an item which is at index 1. So I can say del, and inside list 1, you have to specify that index. Okay, that's it. And this way now you will see your item has been removed. Divya, is that clear now to you? Yeah, it is a very simple method to understand, right? So, guys, that was from my side. And guys, uh, okay, Bharti is saying, sir, can you please distinguish between pop, remove, and delete? Okay, so yes, Bharti. First of all, delete is a global method. It is a public method. Delete can be used in at other places also. Here you can see the Bharti. If I say dir list, uh, you know, so here you will see there is no method as such del. Can you see? Append is there, clear is there, copy, count, extend, index, insert, pop, remove, reverse, and sort. There is no method DL because DL is out of the class method, right? It is not inside the list class. And in case of pop, we give the index. Or in case of remove, we give the item. So let me clear that confusion, Bharati, for you. Let's say you have a list one, okay? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Can you see? Okay. What will happen if I say list one dot remove two? Okay. See, you know what would be removed? It will remove the item two. Can you see? So this time we specified the value directly. Okay. Now, now again we have a list. For example, this one is list. Okay. So I have initialized the list again, Bharti. Okay. And now I say list one dot, uh, what was your method? Pop, right? So list one dot pop, and this time I say two. So in both of the examples, I'm passing the two, right? So now can you see here the two means the value two. That means you need to remove this two. Okay, in the pop, this 2 means index 2. And what is index 2? This is index 0, this is index 1, and this is index. So that means it will remove the item index 2. And what is that index 2? It is 3, and that's why it removed 3, not 2. Bharti, is that clear now to you? Yeah. So that is there. Uh, so, Astha, you can write your own function in that case, what you're talking about, the random, right? So, Sobhajit Mondal is saying a lot of doubts cleared, right? Yeah, Sobhajit. Sojit is saying, sir, should I focus on competitive programming with Python or should I learn modules and mathematics after this course? Sojit, if you have an interest in competitive programming, I think first you should be clear or around algorithms and data structures, right? If those things are clear, you can start on the competitive programming, right? And as of now, there is not very mathematics in this, so you can go to competitive programming. Sujit, if you have interest in coding, you should have a very high interest in the coding, then only you should go for competitive programming, right? And whenever you have a competitive programming, you should be very strong in the data structures, right? All of the algorithms and all, right? Then you can, so that was there. Shruti, uh, so Astha is saying, sir, how we can choose a random number? So Astha, you can write your own function, right? Uh, that can give a random number to you, right? I will tell you, that is a little advanced as of now, Astha, but as someone has already written a random function in Python, similar way you can write your also a random function for you, right? So, uh, okay, so Bharti, I will tell that definition or that a part on the last day. So please ask that question on the last day, Bharti. Right? Sujit is saying, sir, most say C++ is good for competitive programming. Yes, it is good, but as per my last information, Sujit, let me share your data. TCS told that for their Code Vita, competition last year, in 2019, I think 25% people used Python and 55% people use C++. But now TCS is saying that in 2020 or in times to come, this number will go down and this number will go up. So that can be something like 50%, Python, and 40%, C++, and in 10% rest of languages like Java or something like that. Can be the new scenario, Sujit. Okay, because TCS itself said that now most of the people will prefer Python, not C++. Okay, that is there. Asta is saying, sir, should we practice data science, algo, and Python? As of now, Python, Asta, please first, make your basics very clear in Python. Then only you should go to algorithms, data structure algorithm and all. But yes, once you become comfortable in Python, please start, practice around data structure algorithms in Python. If you want to use Python as one of your programming language for career building, right? If you want to use Python, then you should focus on the algorithm part as well. Asta, is that clear to you now? Okay. So guys, registrations for the certificates are open now. You can go to this link and register yourself. A lot of people have already applied for the certificate. And guys, if you are interested, you can go there as well, right? So this is for you guys the announcement I have made. Uh, so guys, anything else from your side, or should I close it now? Yeah, Subhajit Mondal, you can definitely share this certificate on LinkedIn, and I think I'm very sorry to say, Subhajit, you will not be the first one to share on the LinkedIn. Already hundreds of people have already shared this on the LinkedIn, right? So, Subhajit, but yes, you can share this on the right. Vaibhav Mishra is saying, I have already paid for the certificate. Thank you, Vaibhav. You will get the certificates on Thursday or at max by Friday. Yeah. Divya is saying, sir, today's session is for 1 hour only. Yeah, Divya, today's session is a little short because there was a change in the schedule and everything. Little, messed up was there. So we wanted to keep it short only. Yeah, Neha Bora is saying, I have paid for the certificate on day one. Yes, Neha, I know that. Thank you. Divyam Garg is also, yeah, Divyam, you're right. So guys, you can use this certificate for your LinkedIn. You can use this certificate for your resume. A lot of things are there. And the simple thumb rule is this: that if you are learning things from here, you are satisfied, you should definitely go for the certificate, right? If you're not getting anything, you are not understanding the things, you're not enjoying the session, so there is no need to go for the certificate. That's it, right? But if you are enjoying it, you are liking the program, you are learning new things, you're getting the confidence, you are feeling a sense of achievement, you should definitely go for the certificate. So guys, I'm closing now, and good night, guys. Take care. Tomorrow's class is at 4 p.m. only, guys. We'll come back to the original time, that is 4. Guys, bye bye. Take care.